wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through, I need you about that bottle. Facing highs, ducking lows, on my toes, never on my pivot. I know I'm tripping, the way I'm living is something missing, but I can't get it. I've been wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through, I need you about that bottle, that bottle. Nigga, ain't nothing changed but the range. Nowadays, used to cope, I need a... Yo, what's up? This your man Rudy Winslow, and this 30 Black and Nerdy. Welcome to Ep.5. Yo, how everybody doing? How y'all feeling? Hope good. I know with a lot of negativity that's going on right now, it can be hard to um like focus and like stay the course. Like me personally today, it was a meh day, like blah blah day. And I had to continuously like remind myself like it's the moment. This is just for now. When you look in the past, that's where depression lives. When you look in the future, that's where anxiety lives. So I have to remind yourself, and I have to remind myself today to stay in the present. Stay in the present moment and control what you can control. Um, I took a walk today and I talked to God, and it was one of the most freeing things I've done. You know, I mean, I always do it, but I know that that's my coping. That's how I cope when I'm feeling like blah or anxiously blah. Because when I feel anxious, I get like blah, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, and I just really think that when we take the time to focus and to overwhelm ourselves with things that we have to do or things that are coming up or um things that haven't even affected our lives yet we worry about. So trying to be mindful and considerate for yourself because we'll run ourselves into the ground. Which leads to what I wanted to talk about today was how to change your algorithm. And changing your algorithm could mean the things that you attract yourself to. Like you know when you go on YouTube, right? So we go on YouTube and YouTube already know what you like, all the fixes and everything. And they've been tracking your algorithm for ever. Like your specific algorithm that's tied to your email address. So if you looked at baseball for years and years, and you decide like you kind of want to like this is a horrible example because most people that like sports they continue to like their sports, but for all purposes, just listen. You could like baseball for years on end, and you decide that man, there's a lot of baseball. I'm kind of tired of it. It's just kind of boring, and the algorithm still it attracts it attracts what you usually do. So you could try to switch from baseball to basketball, but it's still going to be some suggested baseball um, feeds and topics and things of that nature. That was a bad example, but I hope y'all got it. I hope I brought it home. Um, so in order to change your algorithm, we have to first of all be ready to change it. Be willing to change our algorithm. You can't just change your algorithm. You've been doing this thing for 20 plus years, and you just all of a sudden gonna change it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can all of a sudden make the decision to change it. I'm not. doubting anybody who wants to make the sudden change. But we have to be um, cognizant and realistic to an extent. Well, we have to be realistic, in general, but we have to really be serious about being ready to change because a lot of people just say stuff, and it's easy to say stuff because it's a coping mechanism to say, all right, I'm gonna get my way together. I'm gonna do it. This blah 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 blah. I know I gotta do it. I know I gotta do it. But did you change your algorithm? Nah. But you said it. But I mean, were you ready to change your algorithm? Probably not. So I mean, that's not to discourage anyone, but it's just to encourage people to be more realistic. Not more realistic, but encourage people to take it seriously, to take their words seriously, because the words we use, it dictates what we attract ourselves to. Now, look, I don't believe in all that mysticism stuff or anything like that, but I do believe that when we speak things, we attract things that we speak about. So if we speak gossip a lot, we're going to attract more gossip or more messy situations. When we speak poverty, we 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 attract poverty. Uh, by that, oh man, I don't know how much. Oh man, that costs. Oh man, that. Oh man, my bill. Oh man, don't get me wrong. Life happens, and everybody ain't got it. I get that, but don't wallow. Don't don't bask and swim in it and seek pity from it. And we all have done it before. We all have done it. We all have um, seek company in misery. If somebody's struggling and then the next person's struggling also, there is a sense of camaraderie, I guess. Y'all on the struggle team together. We on the struggle team together. But we have to learn how to change that thought process. And it start little by little. Read encouraging words. Listen to motivation. Um, Some mindfulness behavior. Reading the word. Reading the word. I mean, I know everybody's not a Christian. I get that. But finding encouraging words will help you. Feeding yourself encouragement. Things that you don't typically do. Things that you don't typically run into. It's very it's very it can be very difficult to change the algorithm because mom didn't have the chance to change her algorithm. Her mom didn't. It didn't. She taught you. Her dad didn't. His dad didn't. Then they taught you. And now you coming up on this um, social media age or information age where you can just look something up and try to do it or try to be it. And they were probably raised to be safe. So whatever big goal or big dream you have, it would inadvertently get shot down. Not because they want to discourage you, not because they want you to be sad, but because they're in their mind they're being realistic. But in your mind they're being pessimistic. So it ain't too late to change your algorithm. If you got air in your lungs and life in your body, light in your eyes, electricity in your brain, change it. You can change the algorithm, but just start little by little. Don't overwhelm yourself. start off by watching maybe when if you're a YouTube person like me, I went down the YouTube wormhole one time. Like it was like for years and years and years. And you know what really like when I used to really go down like YouTube wormholes for hours on end and hours on end and unconstructive things like these things were is with no had no benefit to my life just watching like radio shows and um like different animes. You know, I love anime, but like all day, my ninja, like all day, we ain't got to do all. And but what really did it for me, I would be watching these talk shows and these TV shows, and I would mindlessly watch. Like I wouldn't pick up on certain things. Like man, what camera did they use? What mic did they use? What lighting? I didn't pick up on none of that stuff. I was watching it one day, and this was like 4 or 5 years. I was watching a really popular radio show, and I just realized in the 4 years, 3 or 4 or 5 years I've been watching it, they always continued to grow. We had book deals, people had uh, events, bought houses, sold houses, and they did all of these amazing things, and I wasn't even trying to do nothing. And I realized like well I was trying to do stuff, but I wasn't really making no impactful moves. Like really step like I won't say impactful moves, but I wasn't making any vulnerable moves. Moves that'll make me uncomfortable. Now I am. Like this right now. This I feel I like to think I'm getting better at it, but it is something that made me very uncomfortable. But I like to think that I'm getting better and I am more comfortable in front of the camera now. But I would never wanted to step out because I was afraid to fail. And then I was afraid to be um I was afraid to try something with all my heart and fail. Does that resonate with anybody? You afraid you afraid to try something because you might fail. You're afraid how you might look. That was me. So when I'm watching these people grow and I'm watching these people develop, and I'm just like, Rudy, you chilling. Like, whoa. So that was a big for me. I really was just like, wow. Like, man, so I knew at that point I had to start thinking about things differently. I started thinking about things differently. And another thing to look out for, that first love. That first love that you had. You probably had it like at 16, 17. And I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about that first thing in high school or early college or even elementary, middle school that you fell in love with and you devoted all your time to. For some people, it's basketball. Some people, it's football. Some people, it's art. Some people, it's um, anything. But that one thing that you had your identity in, and then, or maybe some people got this later in life. But that one thing that you had your identity in, and it felt like it was you didn't fully capitalize on the opportunities. That's part of your algorithm. And now you go into every new opportunity with the mindset of that past opportunity that you may have felt like you didn't capitalize on. Man, change that algorithm. That algorithm is a beast. In order to change that algorithm, you got to try new things. You got to look up motivational speakers. You got to look up motivational, um, motivational preachers. You got to look up motivational um, top things that you might like to do, but you're scared of what people might say. things that you might like to do, but you're scared of what people might say. And we got to change that algorithm. In order to change that algorithm, you got to make sacrifices. Oh man, he said make sacrifices. I need a drink, y'all. I've been talking 15 minutes. Well, about 15 minutes. Oh, I need it. There it is. You have to be willing to associate with different people. You got to be willing to take risks that's gonna make you look, that has the potential to make you look crazy. And you gotta have the heart and the balls to be able to try something and know that you have the potential of failing. But also remembering that you only fail once you fail yourself. Once you stop and give up on yourself and um stop learning from what you quote unquote failed from. I repeat that because I chopped it up. You only fail once you stop learning from what you believe you failed from. Always, everything is a learning opportunity. Each podcast I did so far, this episode 5, but each podcast I did so far, I learned something from the previous. I learned something from the previous. When I go to get my I've been telling y'all about my NCE National Council examination that I got to take, and I haven't been really studying for it. I every now and again I look at something, but I haven't been studying for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been so focused on other things. Now, granted, I'm I'm a therapist. I'm a therapist, and when I get this NC when I pass the NCE, I'm be a licensed therapist. But I got a lot of opportunities that I see now that with me being still I'm still young. So I want to take advantage of opportunity. I don't want to be afraid anymore. Like I said, I never tried anything because I was always afraid to fail. If I didn't if I didn't try it, if I didn't try it, I tried to make I mean if I did try it, I tried to make it seem like I didn't try that hard. Like, oh dang, whatever. But that's because I was afraid to be judged and be like, dang, you did all that. I was afraid people be like, dang, bruh, and you tried hard too. Because that way I knew if I didn't try, I can always say, bro, I'll just do something together. Just put something out there. It's cool. But I'm trying. I want y'all to know I'm trying. I'm trying for real, for real. I need to probably get a little better with certain things, some things that I need to work on. But um, yeah, another thing about changing the algorithm. So we talked about you have to be ready to change the algorithm. We talked about you have to be willing to listen to and try new things when changing the algorithm. And then we talked about being around new people. This next one pretty much goes with the second or third one I mentioned, and that's just taking risks. Don't be afraid to DM that person on YouTube, that famous person, or don't be afraid to DM Kev on stage or Kevin Hart or any of those guys. If you got an idea or opportunity or something like that, you never know. They might be scrolling one day and just like, huh, why not? Never be afraid. Never be afraid to just reach out and just to see what happened. Never know. And and don't turn down opportunities because of what somebody else might think about the opportunity. So this is what I love positive psychology because positive psychology pretty much doing what I'm empowering you and telling you I'm empowering you and telling you that there's more to you. You have more to offer, that you have more to give and that you have more to contribute. You might not know that, but I know it. I know it because we all that. What if? Man, if I really tried, what would happen? Man, if I really just for 6 months just went hard, just went hard, like what would happen? What would happen? You could change your family. You could change your generation lineage if you go hard for 6 months. What's the worst that could happen? So you stay up an hour later recording a podcast, or stay up an hour later working out, or whatever you want to do. It's okay. It's okay not to be where you project or think you want to be. Like I said at the beginning, in the future is anxiety, and in the past is depression. Stay in the moment. In the moment, you get to only you get to control the moment because you can't control the past or the future. But you can control now what you do, how you interact, what you say, how you respond. You can control that. Man, I ain't think this podcast is gonna be as long. Usually I'm about around 50. Usually I'm around 15 minutes. I'm at 20 now. How do you change your algorithm? Honestly, do it scared. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be unsure. Okay, with not being okay. I tell my kids this all the time. Sometimes you have to be okay with being uncomfortable. And the more you get used to being uncomfortable, the easier being comfortable will be. I'm not saying gonna be it ain't gonna be hard no more, but it's gonna be a little easier than what it was. And this has been Rudy Winslow with 30 Black and Nerdy. I appreciate y'all for listening to me. And if y'all ain't listening yet, I appreciate y'all in the future. Peace.
I've been wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through, I need you about that bottle. Facing highs, ducking lows, on my toes, never on my pivot. I know I'm tripping, the way I'm living is something missing, but I can't get it. I've been wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through, I need you about that bottle, that bottle. Nigga, ain't nothing changed but the range. Nowadays, it's a cope, I need a